So we've got the new GoPro 12 and it's come with a few new welcome features this year. It's a minor upgrade, but there are some interesting things in the GoPro 12 that makes it maybe a worthwhile purchase. But today in this video, what we're doing is comparing it against the Insta360 X3 because that has been my go-to action camera for the longest time. And to be honest, spoiler alert, it probably still is. Everything they've introduced on the GoPro 12 this year sort of only brings it into line with the Insta360 X3 this year, and that camera's like over a year old. And there are some features that you still just can't do with the GoPro 12 compared to the Insta360 X3.
As far as price goes, you're getting the Insta360 X3 for about £449. If you do want to buy this camera, by the way, there is a link in the description. And Insta360 are giving my subscribers a free gift with every purchase, so check out that link down there. If you want to buy the GoPro, it's actually $399 without the subscription. If you've got a subscription for a year and you've renewed it already, then you can get it for $299. But if you're just buying this, it's $399. And it's just like a fixed field of view camera. With the Insta360 X3, you're getting that 4K single lens mode, so it's effectively a action camera as well, but then you're getting a 360 camera as well. So you're getting two cameras in one. That's the way I look at it when I use this camera. If you want a 360 camera, then you have to buy the Go 12 and the Insta360 Max, which incidentally is about 3.5 years old now and not that well supported. Then that'll set you back £799 to get fixed view 360 with that. So for $449, the Insta360 X3 gives you the best of both worlds, and that is the way I look at it.
The one thing that you cannot get with the GoPro 12 is that invisible selfie stick look like you can with the Insta360 X3. And it gives you that really unique look, like a third person, like you've got somebody recording you, a really, really unique look that you can't get with the GoPro. DJI did actually introduce a feature with the Action 4 where you can actually remove the selfie stick, but it was quite limited in that you could only record about 120 seconds and the processing time was horrendous. So Insta360 are still the only one that give you this unique perspective of the footage that you record. Yeah, I know it's 360 and the image quality isn't probably as good, but yeah, I think the fact that you've got that uniqueness, the lack of invisible selfie stick and that third person view just more than makes up for the lack of image quality in my eyes. You know, a lot of people ask me, how do you get that footage? And when you record video and put it on the internet, that's a lot of the time that's what you're looking for, people to be interested by what you're doing. So yeah, you get that very unique look only with the Insta360 X3.
The one thing I really love about shooting 360 footage, which really sets it apart from other cameras on the market, is that you can shoot first, point later. By that I mean you can actually just set this up anywhere and then you can edit the footage in post-production. Yes, there is an extra step, but with their application and the desktop studio, it's so simple, intuitive and easy to do, and not that time consuming. In all honesty, I shoot a lot of 360 footage and it doesn't take me that much time once you get used to the software. Like in the introduction shot of this video, I just plonked this down on a tripod, left it recording, and you don't have to move it around in the direction you want to shoot. It just records everything. It's recording a 360-degree view of footage of wherever you are in the world, and that I love. Then you can go into the app, you can go into the software on the desktop, add keyframes and move the image to where you want it to be pointing at, and that for me is just so much more helpful than just having a fixed point of view. On the bike, for instance, you've just got it on your chest or your helmet and it's just facing one direction. With the 360, then it's just recording everything and you can capture what's to the right, what's to the left, what's above you, what's behind you if you want to, and it's just capturing everything. That's a really great thing about using this camera and why I tend to pick it up first when leaving the house.
The other thing you can do if you don't want to mess around with 360 footage and you don't want to do that post-processing, Insta360 X3 has a new mode in it called MEMODE, and you can still get that third-person invisible selfie stick look with this mode. It still looks great, and it basically uses the bottom half of both sensors to get this sort of invisible selfie stick look, but without the post-processing, just recording straight into video. In 16:9 or by 9:16 vertical mode, you can do it. The GoPro does have the ability to shoot in any orientation. You can change it now in the menu, like it records basically the full sensor size, the 8:7, and then you can crop it in sort of post, or you can actually change it to 9:16 in the menu. So you've got that ability, but you still sort of see the selfie stick in the shot. You can't get that out of it, and you've got this unique perspective again with the Insta360 X3. That is another advantage this camera has over the GoPro 12. Okay, active HDR on the Insta360 X3. We've got HDR this year on the GoPro 12. This is an example, and this is a kind of example that you'd expect to see HDR shine, where we're in a bit of a shadow walking down a hill and we've got blue sky in the background, so it sort of exposes for both. So you've got nice shadows and you've got nice highlights that aren't blown out. It gives everything that nice kind of look. It's sort of the iPhone look that you get from videos. Not everybody likes HDR look, so more people want to use like a more natural color. You can use natural color on both of these cameras. You can use, like I said, log as well to record and color grade in post-production. But if you want to get some really nice, good action camera look, vibrant colors, good exposure, then like HDR is a good option, and you've got HDR in both of these cameras as I nearly fall down the hill. So I mean, there's a bit of a limitation on both cameras. Well, you can't shoot active HDR 5.3K 60 frames per second on the GoPro 12. It's limited to 5.3K 30. You can shoot 60 frames per second in 4K HDR. On the Insta360 X3, you can shoot HDR just in 5.7K. That's the only resolution. And then 30 frames a second, 25 or 24. So you've got those frame rates. You haven't got any 60 frames per second. But I mean, you know, for what I use it for, it's perfect.
Time-lapse is another feature that the Insta360 wins on, and it records 360 8K time-lapses, and you know, that's pretty impressive from a camera that's so small. I've had no overheating issues with it as well, letting it run for 10-20 minutes plus, and there's been no problems recording in 8K. This, by the way, has dual half-inch sensors on this camera, so the quality you're getting out of it is phenomenal. The GoPro, on the other hand, only does 5.3K time-lapses in, like, again, a fixed field of view. You can just point it in one certain direction. With the Insta360, it's recording everything again in 8K, and you can move it. You can do a motion time-lapse with just a stationary camera. Post-production, you can just records everything, obviously, because it's 360, and then you can add keyframes after to sort of move the time-lapse around. And again, another creative avenue to capture interesting shots. The Max Lens Mod is an interesting accessory, and it's probably the only reason I would recommend you upgrading from, say, the 11, the 10 to the GoPro 12 is if you're buying this as well. It is another $100, but it does give you horizon lock in 4K footage with a wide field of view. If you want to just use a GoPro standalone, then you only have horizon lock in linear plus, so it's only got that linear field of view with horizon lock without this Max Lens Mod 2.0. So, I mean, that's another advantage that the X3 has over this camera, really. In the X3, you've got horizon leveling. It sort of takes it that step further. So instead of just locking it in the horizon, so it keeps it when you turn it that way, when you point it forward and backwards as well, the X3 keeps horizon level as well as locked. So it gives you that extra step. Because you're recording in 360 footage, you've got horizon leveling and horizon lock. With the GoPro, you've only got horizon lock. When you tilt it forward, it still sort of pitches forward and backwards, which is fine for normal situations. But if you want to keep the horizon locked in all sort of situations, then the X3 has the advantage as well. But, you know, the Max Lens Mod still gives you that footage, horizon lock in 4K. It's a good accessory, but again, it is another $100 on top of purchasing the GoPro 12. So the app is something where Insta360 really excels. The application for your phone, it's available on Android and iOS, is just brilliant. There's lots of creative options in there, lots of step-by-step guides on how to shoot different shots with your 360 camera. The AI editing is brilliant. You can just basically let the AI do it for you, and it edits a montage of your different clips, and it's just very stable, very easy to use, and sort of really simple as well. And they've got a great update record. They're always updating the application, which is brilliant. On the other side, GoPro have improved the application in recent months and years, but it's still like lagging behind. It's a little bit clunky to use. The keyframing for the 360 footage especially is a bit weird. The GoPro have introduced like a montage AI sort of thing that it's okay. I don't think it's as good as the Insta360, and they don't tend to really update the app that much. It's pretty much been the same since the 9 or 10, to be honest with you. That is where Insta360 are leaps and bounds in front of GoPro as far as AI editing. The desktop studio as well is really exceptional. It's got a tracking feature which I use for the opening shot of this video. I just simply drag a box around myself and it tracks me automatically. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to do any keyframing. It's brilliant. If you're buying a camera solely because of the software, then it's a no-brainer. Insta360 are leaps and bounds ahead.
As a plane flies directly over me whilst I'm recording the finishing scene of the video. Cheers! So, the GoPro 12, welcome update this year, but a lot of the features that they've introduced in the new GoPro 12 this year are already in the Insta360 X3, and because it's a 360 camera, you get those invisible selfie stick kind of looks at unique footage, the AI editing, the HDR, the MEMODE, the creative options, the fun camera to use, and overall, I think that's why the Insta360 X3 is the one I pick up first when I leave the house. And that's what it boils down to. Which camera, for me, is an easy one to use? Is the menu system easy? Is it fun to use? Can I get more creative shots with it? And the answer to all those questions is yes with the Insta360 X3, and no with the GoPro 12. It's more of a niche product for more designed towards action sports, and for that, yes, it is fantastic. And if the reason you want a camera is for the best image quality for specific scenarios, then the GoPro 12 might be the one for you. But for me, everything else outweighs the good image quality, the creative options that you can get with this, and the fun you can have with it. I just always pick up the Insta360 X3 first when I leave the house to make my videos. Okay, that's it for this video. Hope it helped. Hope I cleared up some things for you. Let me know what camera you choose in the comments down below. Let me know if you've got any thoughts. I'll be interested to hear. I'll try to reply to all the comments, so let me know. Subscribe, press the bell so you don't miss any future uploads. And until next time, I'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.